You ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
I love it. Michael, pretty boy Zerafa.
We're here.
Finally, I know. Where did pretty boy come from?
It's definitely not for my looks, I'll tell you that much. It was for my style as an amateur young. I was 15, 16 years old, and the ring announcer used to say, I'm very pretty to watch. He's got a very pretty style, very neat, the pretty boy. And
And it stuck.
And I had him every time he announced my fights, and sadly, I couldn't get rid of it.
It's a really good name to keep.
Terrible. It's terrible. I mean,
not at all.
If I look like Brad Pitt, maybe, but sadly, you know.
Well, there are other options that you can get. So pretty boy seems all right.
Well, you're not meant to pick your name.
Okay. Right. Okay.
It's kind of got to get given to you. You know what I mean? And
Getcha.
It was one of those things. And then I had him my first 3 or 4 fights as a professional. He was the ring announcer, and he'd be always like Michael Pretty Boy Zerafa, and it just stuck.
It stuck.
I couldn't get rid of it. And then I tried to play that image with the the nice suits, the flashy glasses, and all that stuff. And then I just got over it and just let my.
Oh, so this is the beginning. Then
you
tried to be that persona.
Yeah, I tried to be that pretty boy, real slick hair. And
so, what age did you get labelled this?
I was about 14, 15. Yeah.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
This is early days.
Yeah, when I was in amateurs. Yeah, like I had the headgear on and the local pubs. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we just got straight into it.
Yeah,
but like going back, I'm just so grateful that you're here. Honestly,
no,
like
I'm pleased to be here.
Yeah, just your journey from start to where you are now, it's so inspiring, and I'm so excited for this.
Thank you.
So just to give, I guess, people a little bit of a background, just in case they don't know who you are, which I highly doubt will be a thing. So born and raised in Melbourne, you said from Craigieburn?
Craigieburn, yeah, just from the north.
And you're still there?
Well, I've just recently my gym's there,
okay.
But I've now moved a little bit further out now, so a bit more countryside. But
how long have you had the gym for?
Nearly a year now. So
13 rounds.
13 rounds, yeah.
That's cool.
I just started it just for myself, because I always have to go to Vegas to train, and I thought it'd be so much easier physically and mentally to just bring my team down to Craigieburn, and then everyone found that I opened up a gym, and
that would be cool to train there.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's got a good vibe.
Yeah.
And it's not a gym for it's not a transaction to me, so it's more fun that way. I got all my mates there, and there's no, as gym people call them, heads. There's no like those heroes that rock up. It's just a real family-based gym. We got great kids, and it's fun. I love being there. And most days I'm there literally all day.
So this would be more, passion rather than business, I'm guessing.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I train, like I said, 6 hours a day. So I leave the house. I'm up at 6:30, 7, leave the house, and I don't get home till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night every night.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's long days. Yeah, it's hard, but I love it. Like I wouldn't change it for the world.
That's cool. Well, at the moment, I mean, you're on your way to great things. So you've already done a lot, but just, your journey so far is insane. So going back, raise your background's Maltese.
Correct,
parents are Maltese. Now this part I'm just so inspired by. So at 7 years old, you had this vision of becoming a world champion of boxing.
Correct, yeah.
Right? Then you started boxing at 12. So you had the vision before you actually started boxing?
Yeah, no, look, I had no idea what I was doing. I just remember growing up, was pretty tough, and I knew I could have that one fight to change my life and my friend's life, my family's life, and everyone that was close to me, that small circle. But as soon as I walked into a boxing gym, I can't explain the feeling. Again, had no idea what I was doing, but I knew this was for me. And I remember saying to my mum, one day I'm going to sell out stadiums and fight for world titles, and I'm doing that now, and I feel like the best is yet to come.
Yeah. So then you started competing as an amateur at 15?
I think earlier. I think it was about 13, 14 years old, yeah.
Okay, 13, 14.
There's obviously an age, it's more of a weight limit that you got to start. So you could be 13 but fight a 15 or 19-year-old. It's just the weights have to be the same.
Right, getcha.
And then I was a bit of a chubby kid growing up. I was a lot bigger than what I am now. And then
chubby, did you have the Maltese food?
100%. I ate everything. But I don't know. I was just a real big kid. I had the man boobs back then, and
I can't imagine that.
It was terrible. I'd be that kid.
Got to see some photos of this.
Jesus. I don't even think I got any, to be honest. I threw them all out. I burned them all. But I'd be that kid that get into the pools and wore a top, and it was sad.
Really?
Yeah,
Were you bullied as a kid?
I was a little bit, yeah. I mean, everyone has a story, but yeah, look, I was pretty, wasn't the first pick of the team, and I was always, like picked on a little bit, but it is what it is, you know?
I want to get back to this because I reckon this could be part of, with childhood and I guess your motivation. This is my biggest thing sitting with you today was that motivation and that mindset, where that comes from. And I guess, so my background is I'm a counsellor. Last year I was a school counsellor.
Yeah.
So understanding how kids operate now and just that influence around them, bullying is a really big part of what shapes them in the future, whether they're going to be angry kids and resent people and then try and get back at them, or if they're going to use that for motivation to do good in the world. So I definitely want to get back into that with you.
That's all we want.
Because I feel like there's so much of an intro for you. So you turned pro at 18?
Correct, yeah.
Right? And you're winning your debut in 87, is it 87 seconds?
Something like that, yeah. I think it was first or second round.
That's insane.
Round, yeah, knocked him out. I remember it was the scariest. I mean, only fighters know what it feels like, but I was in the back rooms and I reckon I went to the bathroom about 30 times and trying to put my hands in the glove, I was just shaking. And I remember saying, Coach, I don't know if I can do this, you know. And then I switched it. I was like, you know what? We're here. Let's just go out and do it, you know. And I've got this weird mentality. Like, I don't like it easy. Like, I love it when everything's against me. I love the struggle. I love the crap days. Like, I love it. I like it. It's energy for me. And I feel like that's what's got me to where I am today. Like, I love when things go wrong. Like, I'll complain about it and I'll have a little bit of a pity party or whatnot, but I love it.
Do you know where this comes from?
I've got no idea.
So let me ask you about your family, because a lot of this stuff does actually stem from childhood.
Yeah.
So what was childhood like for you?
Look, childhood. Look, without throwing anyone under the bus, but it was crap, man. It was. I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just not much love, not much time. You know, I've got an older sister, a younger brother. We just had to do what we did to survive. You know, like there was days where literally plums and apricots from a tree was our dinner. You know, my parents had their own issues, which obviously took their responsibilities off us. You know, they just worried about themselves, and we just had to get by.
Is this, I guess, a Maltese cultural thing where
no, they just had their own issues. They just had their own problems. And I guess we weren't that important at the time. But look, you know, like I'm grateful for my sister who's a little bit older than me, and she did the absolute world for me. And we're talking like she was only 11, 12 years old, you know.
Wow. So when you say she did the world for you, like what?
Everything.
What's something that you remember that she did for you?
Literally, and I know like I can't pinpoint everything, but everything. She was my mum at 12, 13 years old.
So you felt like she looked after you, she made sure you were eating properly.
Everything.
She made you fat kid.
Well, yeah, that too, but like made sure I was clean, was my best friend. So she was like my best friend, my mum, my sister. She was everything, you know. And then obviously we had my little brother, who then I tried to do that for him, and I'm doing now for him. Like it's just, I mean, I'm grateful for the way I've turned out, but it was tough. You know, like we never got much.
So when you say your childhood was tough, so from a sense of parents didn't give you the love that you needed, but also financially,
and even till today, no love. You know, and I can't remember any time in my life where I've heard it or seen it or received it. I mean, me and my dad have a very weird relationship. We didn't talk for a while, but I think because I'm the oldest boy and my career, and he thinks I'm so tough and nothing can really like penetrate me or anything like that in terms of, you know, verbally with his words. He tries to show that tough love. which sometimes it sucks because obviously you just want to hear a dad to say, man, I'm proud of you or I love you or whatnot. But I've just learned how to get on with it. Yeah. I don't look for validation from anybody or for love or anything like that. I just do what I got to do. I'm so focused on what I've got to do. I switch off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could, I guess, go back now, what would you have done anything differently as a child?
I wouldn't have done anything different. I mean, I was a crazy kid. I mean, I had to be my own best friend, but no, I wouldn't have done anything different. I mean, growing up, I would have chose my circle differently.
So friendship circle.
Friendships, people like in the sport, my career, businessly. But no, not as a kid. I mean, there was days I'd get up in the morning and I'd leave the house at 7 a.m. and I'd be outside all day just entertaining myself.
And mum and dad wouldn't ask, like, where were you?
No.
So your sister did?
Well, yeah. Well, my sister would be with me or I'd be just doing my thing.
Oh, she'd be with you. Yeah.
We'd just be doing our thing.
So this is what I find really interesting, right? Because when parents or when kids don't have what they need from mum or dad, kids statistically they need at least one good parent, right?
Yeah.
A parent to show them love. Otherwise, they go downhill or there's the peer pressure or at school brotherhood or whatever it is, they go down the wrong path.
Yeah.
And I guess you could have done that. You could have gone down the drug route, whatever route. Like there was so many options for you. What did you choose? How did you deal with all of that?
I'll be honest with you. At 7 years old, I said to myself, I'm going to be a world champion.
Where did you get that from?
I have no idea. But
what did you look at, I guess, the world champion at that point and go, I want to be like him?
Yeah, I used to watch boxing, Roy Jones Jr. But I used to just watch boxing and I just used to, it was like, I've got this personality and if you get the latest shoes, I need to have them. I want them. Even if I don't like them, I want them. If you got the best jacket or the best hairstyle or the best, I want it. I need to have it. And there's a belt out there with my name on it that I need to have. And I do some outrageous things training. Like I'll wake up one morning and you can ask my partner behind me, I'll wake up one morning and say, you know what, I'm going to run 21 Ks. I'm just going to run suburbs just for the sake of it, just for the mental, just to try to break myself.
What do you do during those runs mentally?
I just talk to myself. And it's funny, people say to me, what do you talk to yourself about? And I say my speech, my victory speech, or who I'm going to thank.
Can I hear your victory speech?
Oh, well, that's what I do on the run. I work it out. First I'd like to thank the people that have, stuck by me, the people that are here. I'd like to thank God, my friends, my family, my sponsors. None of this is possible without you. And then I'm like, no, I don't like that. I'll start it again.
But are you visualizing at that point?
Every day.
So that's a big one for you.
Huge. And lately I'm so obsessed with visualization, manifestation, to the point where I'm studying it. But it's in my head.
It's powerful.
Like even my cars that I've had in my past. I laughed about it a few weeks ago. I was just driving. I just started laughing at myself because I was like, I was 17 when I was saying I want this car and I want that. And I had them. I got them.
I think visualization is an untapped market.
It's huge. It's huge. Even when I fought Jeff Horn, I said to my brother months beforehand, I was like, now we're talking about a guy who was world champion, just beat Manny Pacquiao, one of the biggest fighters in the world, 9-time world champion. They picked to fight me. Everyone's like, Zerafa, you're mad. There's no chance. My own team in the back rooms said to me, if you want to go home now, we won't think anything less. I said, I'm winning this fight with or without you guys.
Damn.
I said to my brother, I said, I'm going to knock him out. I said, the biggest mistake he made was sign that contract. I said, I'm going to get on the ropes after the fight. I'm going to say, I was going to scan the arena and say, I told you. It's exactly what happened.
And so you visualized it, you believed it.
Months prior.
What's the ritual here? So you go on your run, you visualize it, you think about it, you believe it, you're in it.
Yeah, I give myself scenarios, but what people do wrong is they try to manifest and visualize and they say, I want.
What do you do?
And it doesn't give you, the world doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are. If you are driving around in a 2000, if I was driving around, I used to do it. That's why I'm saying it. My first car was a Magna. Terrible. It barely even started, but I was driving around like I was in a Ferrari. Like, I promise. And like, you know, I'd even try to sit cooler and, you know, I'd just be like, just acting like I was that person. And, you know, it got better. Even like I have in my notes, like, what's the word? I'm trying to think of the word. Like, I wrote down all my goals. Not goals. What's the word, Sal? Goals? Like, I put down all my goals, and every day on the way to the gym, I'm reading it. And like, if you read my goals, I'll show you them afterwards. Yeah. You'll be like, you're different, man. You're programmed different.
Do you think as a kid you had to use your imagination a lot to get out of the state that you were in?
No, like, I was never in a state. I was just, I mean, you're just lonely. Like, you know,
be like being lonely.
But I don't know any different. And I think that's why I was so drawn to boxing, because it's a lonely sport. It's the most loneliest sport in the world.
Do you believe that? It is?
I know it is. It's the most lonely sport in the world.
You know, like, when you say lonely, like, when is it lonely? Because you've got people around you, you've got your coach.
Well, you look at football, you look at soccer, you're a team. You rock up to training with a team. You have a bad day, you still win a game. You can have a bad performance and still win. You can have a great performance and lose. It determines on a team. Boxing, you run by yourself. You do everything by yourself. It's just you and your trainer. And then come fight time, you've done all the work together, and then you all walk out together. Then at the steps, you turn back, because I do this ritual that I do before I get in the ring, and I turn around and look at my team, and they stay there. You continue getting through the ropes. They don't come with you.
Are you proud? Like, when you do that, when you 100%. Do things on your own?
100%. Because I've come from nothing. And when I say nothing, I've never been motivated by money. I've never been motivated by any of that stuff. Obviously, I did boxing because I know I could make it myself and my family and everyone have a better life. But my first fight was $200 and I was wrapped. I was stoked, and I was 18 years old, and I was like, $200, yes. And I think it lasted 10 minutes because I went and bought drinks for those who came and supported me. You know, the sponsors I had, I bought them drinks and whatever. But I was never motivated. If I was motivated by money, I would have retired. Didn't matter to me. These are what mattered to me, the belts. And when people say you can't do it, it's never been done, you're shit. Sweet. And I love it, because when I win, I see these people in the front row, second row, third row. So they've actually contributed to my career. You know, pay-per-view. You know, I'm a pay-per-view fighter. Oh, Zerafa's crap. They pay $79 to watch it. You know, like, sweet. Whether you do anything in this world, you're never going to get good feedback, or you're never going to get love. If I go out now and call the best fighter in the world, I'm going to get drilled. Who do you think you are? You got no chance. You're terrible. You're going to get knocked out. That's me calling out the best. That's me trying to be the best fighter I can be. You're going to get drilled. I'll go out there and say, I want to fight the shittest fighter then, or the guy that's not as good. You're going to get drilled. Oh, now you're fighting bums. You're fighting taxi drivers. You can't win. You
can't win. Well, and this leads well into this situation with Mundine, right? We need to talk about this, because so from what I understand, at 13, 14, you sent him a message on MySpace.
Correct, yeah.
And you said to him, one day I'm going to knock you out, retire you.
I used to watch him on The Contender. And Mundine, like, to me, he's the best athlete. You know, you see athletes that are probably more dominant, but that's in their field. This guy, we're talking about a guy that went from rugby, dominate, best player in the rugby league, to then go to boxing, a transition of sport, and then win multiple world titles and be the man that he was in the sport. For me, that's phenomenal, you know. And I watched him on The Contender. I was a little kid, and I was like, man, I want to fight him one day. Like, Mundine, this is the man. This is where I got to be this is who I got to beat to be who I want to be at the time. And yeah, it was MySpace, and I said, you know, one day I'm going to fight you. And he replied, he said, if you're looking to be beat, I'm the man to meet. And I left him on scene. And then 15 years later, I ended up fighting him and knocking him out in the first round. Yeah.
That in the first round?
Yeah.
How do you go, like, in the face-off? It's called a face-off?
Yeah.
When you're standing centimetres away from this guy that you messaged at... For 13 years old. He remembered as well.
We were both on Triple M. And
do you think you were crazy?
Well, I didn't know what was more crazy, the fact that I was 13 and thought I could beat Anthony Mundine, or the fact that he replied to me.
That's true as
I was
well.
wrapped, but I would have loved to fight him in his prime. I mean, I got him at obviously the end of his career. We're very similar, I believe, stylistically and mentally. And
But what is going through your head when you're in that face-off and you're looking at this guy in the eyes?
yeah.
Well, firstly, do you have to find anger? Like, do you have to go into a space of anger to have, I guess, that energy to go, I'm going to beat the fuck out of you? Like, what do you go through? What's going on in your mind? Are you at peace?
Yeah, I just do a little checklist. Like, all the hard work's done. You know, like I sit there and I'm looking, like, because when we face off, obviously that's 24 hours prior. Mm-hmm. So like, you don't usually face off weeks prior or months prior or whatever. So normally what's going through my mind is, tomorrow I'm going to knock you out. You know what I mean?
Is it anger? Like,
not
what's
anger.
the emotion
It's
behind that?
It's work. There's nothing personal. You've done nothing to me.
Do you feel like you have to go into another character?
Not a character. I mean, for Fox Sports and stuff, yes, because obviously I play that villain role, and you know, sometimes I enjoy doing it because it just naturally comes, and then sometimes I got to put it on a little bit because my opponent isn't obviously, you know, that entertaining, so I've got to kind of bring it out of him. But no, like, I know prior to like 10 weeks, 12 weeks before the fight that I'm mentally switched on. Like, if I say I'm fighting you in 12 weeks, I've signed a contract. I know now mentally I've got to hurt you.
So how do you go with this label of villain? Because I feel like there's some strength to it as well.
At the start it was hard, you know, because I was like, man, like I was the most loved fighter. I was I've been number 1 in Australia the last 10 years and top 10 in the world. I'm world number 7 at the moment. Last year was world number 1, fought at T-Mobile and in Vegas. And at the start it was hard because I was reading all these comments that weren't true, you know, and I'm like, man, how did I go from being like the most loved fighter and an athlete? You know, I was talked about every week on the news, and halftime AFL games I was getting interviewed and they'd spot me out in the crowd, and to now everyone hating me, you know, it was like, this is nuts. And then I just learned to live with it. I just learned to realize that, you know what, whether you do good or you do bad, you're going to get hated. So I was like, as long as I'm reaching my goals, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And not only that, when you see who's drilling you, it kind of makes me feel a little better.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about guys that have, you know, they're not in the best shape. Their beards are fully grown out. You know what I mean? They're living in a beaten old house. I mean, I almost feel sorry for these guys because if they knew better, they'd be doing better.
100%. Well, it's the same as the bullies when you were a kid.
Yeah, well, and I always say this. I said it live on Fox Sports. It went kind of viral. You know, I said, because they asked me the same question. They said, you know, how do you feel? I said, you know, like some days I wake up with death threats. Damn. You know, like, I hope you go die and this and that. And yeah, and I said, you know, it's sad because it comes from parents. If the roles were reversed and their kid was copying this, they'd be the first to make a complaint or go to the cops. These are the same parents that are putting the hate. You know, like, they don't encourage. Like, if their kid, you're meant to encourage people. You know, like, if someone's on a bike and it falls off the bike, you tell the kid, oh, you know, get back up, you can do it. You know, get back on the bike again, try it again. These guys are tearing them down. You know what I mean? Like, it's coming from parents. I feel sorry for them.
100%.
So, I don't know. Like I said, as long as my circle's being taken care of, I don't really worry too much.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I'll just stop reading it.
Yeah, good. Well,
You know?
I guess to an extent you could use it as your strength and as your power.
Yeah, like you do some days. But
Yeah.
it just annoys me. What does annoy me is when people say, like, oh, that's Zerafa, oh, nah, he's no good. And then people are like, have you met him? And like, oh, nah. Like, that's what I hate, where people think bad about me because of that. You know, like, because of what they see. Everyone knows, like, half the stuff I do, like, for people outside the ring and everyday life, like, people are like, wow, like, you're such a gentleman. You know, like, I've never seen an athlete like you. Like, I go above and beyond. And I don't make it public. I just do it because I love doing it to help people. Yeah, it's me.
Part of your identity.
Yeah, like, I love giving back.
And I have noticed that about you. I've noticed just the way you speak. Obviously, I've watched other podcasts and interviews, and you've got this mentality of you're very empathetic. Yeah. And you do like to, whenever you're going through something or a struggle of your own, you like to, I guess, zoom out and look at the bigger picture, look at what other people might be going through.
Yeah, I always do. I never say like, I mean, I do to myself, why me a little bit, you know, but I never do that because someone's always going through something worse. You know, like I always say, like when people complain, if everyone put their problems in a pile, I guarantee you'll grab your problem back. You know what I mean? What I think's killing me now, this. Put your problem in a pile. And I guarantee you'll be like, oh no, I want my problem back. You know?
Yeah, compared to other people.
You know, like this one story that I'll never forget. And it breaks my heart. Like it almost makes me cry every time I try to explain this story. I was a guest at a school and kills me. And I walked in and we went, well, like, you know what? We'll go get some McDonald's. And I walked in and there was this homeless man in there. And the girl was like next, and he was next in line. Respectfully, he was the next person. And she was like doing these ones. Next. Like he was not even there. And he was trying to count his money and she wouldn't even look at him like he was a person. Yeah. And I went up to him, I said, oh, like he got scared. I said, oh, you're right. Do you need help? You know, do you want anything? And he goes, oh, he panicked. He goes, oh, I just wanted some water or just wanted a drink, you know? And it broke my absolute heart. I was like, mate, I bought him everything. I was like, eat whatever. He didn't even know what to get. He's like, oh, do you mind if I get a thick shake? I said, get 10. Up large, get him chicken burgers. He wants this. I gave him everything, yeah? And I sat there and ate with him. We sat there and ate with him and he was telling me his story. And he goes, I'll never forget this. Like, 'cause you're the only one that gave me the time of day. Oh. But I actually think I cried that day. Like, it wasn't even the story, it was sad. It was him as how grateful he was and how, like, thankful he was. And I'm like, this is over McDonald's. This is a thick shake and a few burgers and chips. Like, people take things for granted. Like, it's bad. It's so bad. But I can't walk past a homeless person without buying them something or giving them money. I've just got that personality.
You know, a lot of people don't do it because they're like, oh, you're going to go and buy drugs or you're going to go spend it on the wrong things. So where do you go with it? Do you just go, I don't
believe that because unless you can visually see that they're not there in terms of like drugs wise, I'm so against it. And I actually get angry when people say that because I gave back. I used to help the homeless and go to the Salvation Army. And there was this one guy and he goes, I can't thank you enough for coming every week and helping us. And I was doing boxing with him and taking him to get food and stuff like that. And I go, well, how did you end up here? You know, and he goes, I want to tell you my story. He goes, people always, when I ask for money and stuff, they always say, go get a job, you're a drugs, this, that. He goes, I was a multi-millionaire. Wow. Multi-millionaire. He said, I had a house in Toorak, I had property around everywhere, businesses pumping, succeeding, cars, Ferrari, he had everything. He said, one morning I was at work, I got a call saying my wife and 2 kids are dead. They had a car accident and it was fatal.
Oh, no.
He said, I've never touched a drug or drunk alcohol in my life. He said, I just lost the will to live. He said, I lost everything. Ugh. He said, I just didn't know what to do with myself. He said, I just woke up. He goes, how can you hear that and then wake up in the morning and go run a business? He goes, I sat myself in the room for months. Business fell to crap. I lost everything. So that's why I don't say, oh, unless you can visually see he's off his head, crossing roads, abusing people, he's high. I always give. Always.
You got to give him benefit of the doubt, I guess, and just kind of just be open to.
But not even that. Don't even think about giving him benefit. I just do it. Do your part. You be a good person. You know, people say, I'm not giving you money. Do your part. And that's all you can do. Whether he does take that and go buy alcohol, God sees that. That's on him. He's only going to get worse. But you've done the right thing. I've been a good person and I've given. You know, like everything I give. I've got boys at the gym. I've got people at the gym, I promise, that can't afford shoes, clothes. I've given them my stuff. Boots that I wear, my boots. I've bought them clothes, everything, gear, boxing gloves. I give them stuff. I buy things, like everything. I don't know, I'm just that person.
Yeah.
Like, I've always been that person. Even when I didn't have, I give. And you can ask. I'm not just saying this for...
I
I
believe
give.
you.
I don't know. Like, because I've been there. I mean, I've had nothing.
Well, you've also gone through, and I guess quite publicly, like you've shared some of your mental health, like struggles with some stuff, like I guess, you know, people that have, I guess, passed.
There was a dark time in my career where, you know, it was dark. I mean, I was smiling and rocking up, but mentally I wasn't there. You know, I'd go home every night and I know and it's true, like the facade of you can't show it, men can't speak up, and it's real, you know, like, because I was always like, oh no, man, like I can't show that I'm sad and I'm tough, I'm a fighter. So I'd cry on my runs, you know, or I'd be by myself, I'll be in the shower crying, or you know, like, it was tough. For 2 years, I was like, you know.
Yeah, and just to, I guess, give people, I guess, a bit of a background, if you don't mind. Like I guess, in 2019, so you were sparring with Dwight Ritchie.
Oh, look, it's one of the ones I don't like talking about, just because,
it's a bit much.
It's a bit much, yeah.
Fair, yeah.
But yeah, tough.
Yeah. No, understand that.
It's very tough.
I guess the part here is, the mental battle of dealing with things.
It could be anything. You know, people's problems can be, to somebody else, it's like, man, that's not even a problem.
Yeah.
But it's a problem to them, you know, and, you know, it spiraled off things like that. And yeah, like I just couldn't find my feet. Like, it wasn't even like my life. My life was great. And that's what I mean. Like, people think, you know, cars and money and that stuff was still coming because I was fighting still and I was still making good money and I was still, you know, number 1 in Australia and top 10 in the world, and that was all still rolling. It was mentally.
Yeah.
You know, like I was there, but I'm not there. Like I was just switched off.
How did you go? How did you cope? Like, how did you ever feel like quitting, I guess, your career? How did it come out in?
Never. I mean, I suppose I love the struggle. It's weird. I mean, every day I wake up and say, I'm done with this shit. That's just the body, the mind. That's everyone. You know, I'm like, shit, 6 o'clock. Got to get up, cold shower. I do my routine every morning. And every day I rock up, I'm like, I can't be fucked. I just do it. 6 hours every day. And yeah, like every day you question, fuck, do I do this? But I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Do you know, the reason I started this podcast in the first place was all about men's mental health.
Yeah.
And I saw my dad struggle a fair bit, and then he ended up passing away of pancreatic cancer.
Sorry.
Just because he actually was holding on to a lot that he didn't want to share, couldn't share. And I think that if he did years back, things would have been possibly.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, who knows? When God said it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah, yeah.
And since then, and I've got a little man who's 9 years old, and the one thing that I never want to see is a day where he feels like he has to carry his stuff alone.
Yeah, yeah.
And it actually makes me really emotional because I think about boys in general having to go through things alone. And also as a school kid, when I was doing school counselling, seeing the boys that wanted to take their lives, seeing in front of me, and they just say it quite casually because they're like, I don't know how to deal. Nobody listens to me. Nobody understands me.
And it's true. Yeah, it's true.
And
I've had mates that taken their life, and you know, it's like, why didn't you say something?
Yeah. And I want to be able to have, I guess, a space like this that people can speak up, and that's why I'm so grateful for you being able to talk about whatever's, you know, whatever struggles you've had. My question is though, what advice would you give, I guess, teens, young boys who are going, or even I guess early 20s, like boys that are too proud to go and talk to people? Like, what would you say to them?
Put the ego aside And like another fighter said, you know, I'd rather a friend come cry on my shoulder than me go cry at his funeral. You know, people think they can't. Yeah. You know, I thought the same thing. I was like, man, I can't do that. And I got over it. It made me stronger because I beat it myself, but it would have been so much easier and so like less time. Speak up, you know, and even if you think it's small or big or whatever it may be, speak up, you know, and that's how you know who your true, and not only that, it will show you who your true friends are. If I go talk to someone and they're like, bro, shut up. I'm like, man, all right, I know when it's ride or die, I can't come to you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to come to you with a real situation to me, and you can't even be there for me, you know? So anyone that's gone through it, been through it, speak up. I can't stress enough, you know, put the egos aside because you actually might be saving someone's life or save your own if you're going through it. Yeah. And, you know, obviously I never got to that point where, you know, I wanted to like kill myself and stuff, you know, but yeah, it was tough.
A tough journey. You have a beautiful partner who's sitting right here.
Crazy.
Celine. Celine, how did you guys meet?
She was standing at the front of my window and she just told me how good my inside. Nah, she was at the gym.
She was stalking you.
She was stalking me. I was playing indoor soccer with my mates.
At what age?
It was only 5 years ago. 5 years ago? Yeah, 5 years ago.
Lucky you remembered that.
Yeah. And yeah, it was at indoor soccer and I seen her and yeah, it all started from there. Then social started and she wouldn't leave me alone and yeah. And then just we got along and yeah, at the start we didn't know. At the start I was very unsure.
Why?
I don't know. I was just unsure. I don't know. I mean, I was just unsure.
Had you been in love before?
I thought so, yeah.
Okay.
But
it was different.
For me, it was what got over the line, and it was the persistence. You know, like, yeah, it was the persistence for me. That I was like, you know what? This is good. Because there was times where I was dumb. Not dumb, but like we went together, but then like I'd go on another date, for example. And like another girl would be like, piss off. But it was the persistence for me.
And I guess that's a value and a quality that you like in people. That's something that you have.
Well, yeah, you know, like it was just, yeah, like it was like, oh, how was it then? You know, like asking me how it was. And like it was just the persistence of like, yeah, kind of always being there when I didn't want you there.
And I guess as well...
You creep.
I guess as well, there's a thing like, you know, as kids, we see what, I guess, relationships and love is meant to look like. We watch our parents and, you know, and that's, I guess, our example of it.
Yeah, I'm a bit weird when it comes to love. I don't know. I'm not a big... Do you believe in love?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I don't. I don't believe in the word love. You know why?
Why? Yeah.
I believe it exists, but I always use this like analogy. Is that the word? Analogy.
Yeah.
You have a dog. Or not you, but I'm just saying if you have a dog.
Yeah.
You love that dog. 15 years you've spent with this dog. The dog dies, sadly. You wait a year or two, you've mourned that dog. You then go buy another dog. Now you love that dog. That dog dies. I'm done with dogs. You go to your friend's house. Oh my God, I love this dog. You now love another dog that's not your dog. So for me, I feel like, see, the word hate, I believe in. Because if you say I hate someone or I hate you, that's coming from a different place. You eat a block of chocolate. I love this chocolate. You smell a flower. I love the smell of this flower. I drink a drink. I love this drink. I love this podcast. I love my friends. It gets thrown around too much. But if you say, I hate this piece of chocolate, you're now not going to touch that chocolate again.
Damn, you're making me question love.
You hate it. You hate something. You hate it. You can love anything.
Well, I guess it's about...
Trust me.
Well, no, I'm going to challenge it. I like challenging
Can't
this.
challenge it.
Of course you can.
You can't.
All right, hold on. I guess because there's being in love, right? And that's something that is...
See, now you're just throwing something in
No.
front of it. Now I'm in love.
No. So there's being in love with your partner, right? That's a different... But you can love them as a person, love the qualities that they have. That can change because innately we are negative people. We are like from birth, we are negative is more prominent than positive. So we always look at things in a worse off light. So I think being in love, it's a choice, whereas hate, it's something that I don't think you really choose to hate something. That's why love is so much more powerful because you're choosing it.
Yeah, but when you have vows, and you say your vows, I've never been married. Are you married?
Well, not anymore.
Or not anymore, but you've been married?
Yes.
So you took vows?
Yes.
And what did those vows consist of?
Well, we got married in an Orthodox church, so we didn't say shit.
What do they consist of? All right, but they consisted of...
Yes. Yep.
Sadly now, I'm sorry to hear, where is that marriage?
You know what? He's the father of my children, right? So I love him as the father of my children. I love him as a person. I still love the qualities about him. Being in love, I am not.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like you can't be like that.
Okay.
You can. Don't get me wrong. There's no right or wrong answer. For me, I just feel like love gets thrown around so much. And it's just like, you know what? I love this. I love this. I love that. Yeah, I love you. I love this. You know, spending a month with you. I love you, man. You're the best person. I love my boys. I love it. And then I go home and say, I love you to Celine. And you know what? And you can even ask her, I hardly say it.
But are you like an actions person instead?
I don't know, am I? I don't like the word. I don't say it to her. She says it every day. Now, when it comes to getting married, she's going to say, I love you. I'm just going to, I heard it again. Now, when I say it to her on the wedding day, she'll be like, oh my God, he means it. Do you see the difference?
I see the difference. I also think you question everything.
No.
I question it. Your partner is nodding her head right now.
No.
But you question everything. And I'll tell you why I think that this, again, stems from childhood. Everything stems from childhood. But I believe that only because, like I said, we look at our childhood as an example of a lot of things. It's our foundation. And so if you didn't get what you needed as a child, then we do question a lot, and especially belonging. Belonging is a really big one when we feel like that we didn't get love or we didn't belong to our parents or that sort of jazz. And I'm this, like my upbringing was the same. So that's, I can, yeah, I don't know if it is relevant to you or not, but this is where I come from. And so I think that now when we are showing love to our partner, there is still a barrier.
Yeah, like I'm definitely, I agree with that. I agree. Like I feel like I don't know how to be affectionate. Like I don't know how to show it affectionate. I don't know how to be it. I don't know how to show it. I was never really shown it. So what I think's affectionate, she's like, what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to wrestle with her or like trying to just be like.
Put you in a headlock.
Yeah, and like I'm just trying to like, she's like, what the hell are you doing? Like why won't you just like hold my hand or hug me, like, and I'm like, oh, like I'm trying to do that.
Yeah.
With a few jabs, like, but I feel like that, yeah, 100%. Like I feel like, because I don't really know.
So how important, let's say, is it having a partner in your life at this stage with career and life and family and like who is she to
do
you?
I throw you under the bus now? Or like, nah, look, it's important. Even if she does absolutely nothing, someone to vent to. It like for me, I don't expect somebody to do something. I feel like as a team and as a partner, you should build together and think ahead. I'm always thinking like I already know what I'm doing next week. Like I'm already planning. I don't like to just let things happen. I like making things happen, and not everyone's like that. And Celine's a little bit more with leave it in God's hands. And sometimes you've got to be like that, but it's important to build together. And like I said, even if there's days where she does absolutely nothing, I can vent, you know, or there's days where things do get done. I'm like, this is mad. That's just saved me so much. Or landed me a sponsor, or got me a TV gig, or got me on a TV show, you know, or something, you know. So, yeah, it's important, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, every partner's different.
Yeah,
you know,
course,
but
of course.
For me, yeah, like I look at it more as a best mate. And I mean, like, when I say best mate, I mean like literally best mate. Like, yeah, like I can explain it, but I don't want to.
Well, this is accurate because like love, let's say, is meant to be a friendship. It's meant to be a partnership. It's not a relationship. I hate that word.
Yeah, like I don't work for you, don't work for me. Let's do it together. Like, I'll be honest, there's days where like I'm like, shit, like, you know, she's slowing me down this week or this day, and it's hard. And I try to be as nice as I can to explain it to her, but it comes across sometimes rude or aggressive or whatever. But I said to her, like, I wish you could live one day in my shoes and see, well, I'm not doing this for me. I can go get 3 jobs and make good money.
What do you mean you're not doing this for you?
It's not for me.
What is it? Who's it
I've
for?
said that I died years ago. This is not for me.
Explain that.
I don't box for me. Like, I love the sport. Politics are terrible. I do this to give my family and my kids to be a better life. I don't do this for me.
When you say family, mum, dad, siblings,
Yeah,
extended family.
Yeah, well, like now, even if I don't want to, I got a job now. I got a mortgage. I got a fiance. Even if I don't want to be there, I have to provide. I've got to. This is it's my job. I have kids. I have to put food on the table. It's my job, and I don't want my kids to ever go through what I went through, ever. You know what I mean? Like, it's not for me. You know what I mean? Like, I've had over 100 stitches in my face. You know, like my hands are broken as we speak.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, my goodness.
You know, like, I don't know, this for me. My body's broken, sore, tired. I could go now and go back to building houses. And if I need extra money, I'll do a side job. But I do this for no one could have that one fight and change everything. I don't do this for me.
Tell me about the belt.
That's my baby at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm the current champion.
Is it taken over the bed?
Yeah, I've been a champion for many years. You know, I've won, I've lost, I've won again, and now I'm the current WBO champion. I fought 5-6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Fox Sports pay-per-view in Sydney against a guy who hadn't lost since 2016 from Germany. He was 20 fights, 19 wins, 10 knockouts or 11 knockouts. Former IBO world champion. Tough. But I went out there and I thought I broke my hand in round 2.
Oh, you did break your hand.
Well, yeah, but I thought I redid my knuckles. Blew up.
Damn.
Felt it in round 2, round 3.
Do you feel the pain when you're in the middle of that?
Yeah, that one I did, yeah.
Okay.
That one I did because I remember I was almost going to like fall, you know, because I just felt it going. I was like, shit. But yeah, we fought on another 5 more rounds. I ended up knocking him out in round 7.
Very good.
And yeah, took what was mine and
that's yours,
now top
baby.
10 in the world again. And we got big things, you know. There's talks that end of the year I'll fight for another world title. I've never fought in Melbourne for a world. I've always had to go to Vegas, England, Russia. So they want to. I've got a good promotional team in No Limit, but getting behind me.
Yeah.
Matt Rose, George Rose, the boys, Trent. Probably the biggest promotional company in Australia, boxing wise, and you know, done huge things in the world. Want to do a big fight in John Cain Arena for a world title.
Nice.
So TV, pay-per-view, yeah. So again, just taking what's mine.
So when you do look at this belt, like what is it that means to you personally?
Nothing.
Wow.
That's just symbolic. Means nothing. Because it comes, it goes.
It's like love.
It's like love. I'm grateful for the belt. I'm grateful for God, grateful for the opportunity. But that's just symbolic. You know, in my head, I'm a champion.
Love
Win or
that.
lose, you know? So,
What a mindset, man.
yeah. And yeah, like it's great. It's beautiful walking around the airport the next day and everyone's taking photos and, you know.
And it's heavy.
Yeah, it's great.
That is it is insane.
I mean, I've got 14 of them at home now.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, not the same, all different ones, different sanctioning bodies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've won every belt. Yeah, the only one I need now is the world title, and I fought for 2 world titles. Fell short. I mean, fought 11 world champions. Yeah, it's a hard gig, but yeah, when people say, "What does that belt mean to you?" The belt means the world. The belt in itself is just symbol.
Nothing. Yeah.
I've got no emotional attachment to the belt.
Just because it's materialistic.
Yeah. Like if you said to me, "Would you donate that belt to charity?" You're still the champion. Take it.
Then go for it.
It means nothing to me. Yeah.
Mate, what a story.
Yeah.
So I've got some questions from Instagram followers.
Oh, there you go.
I have one, and if you don't know who this is, there's going to be a problem.
Oh no.
What's your favourite spread?
Oh, pistachio pie. I got done hard by Ari, and it was a.
No, that was from Mark actually.
Oh really?
Mark
sent
it through. Yeah. So
I'm addicted. He's got me. He's got me on a hard.
Did you had the egg? Yeah.
I've had everything. Like I've made a point now where like in between, like sets and sessions and rounds, you got a jar and little charge up. Yeah.
Spoon in.
It's crazy.
Did you spread it on anything, or you just
straight spoon it? Yeah, like it's so good.
It is really good.
And I'll tell everybody that hasn't tried it, try it. Like
smooth or crunchy?
Nah, I mean I was obsessed with the smooth until the crunchy came out, and now I'm straight,
me too.
Straight crunchy. Mark,
right.
yeah, he's good.
Yeah,
actually, we're catching up for dinner. We might have a little collab potentially.
Oh,
so we'll see how we go.
That sounds
Fingers
exciting.
crossed.
Watch this space.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
We've got a message of a question from Jarman Impey. So he is Hawthorn player, number 4 Hawthorn player.
Yeah.
He asks, which is a really deep question, but he asks, what made you believe in God?
Great question. Do you want to know the truth? For me, on those very lonely days, it was the only person I could talk to. And whether you believe or you don't believe, and I tell people to try and find some sort of belief, because those days where I questioned myself, questioned my worth, doubted myself, looked in the mirror and just saw an opponent, I just went to God. Always, and sometimes I said to myself, like, don't be selfish, Mick, because it was always like, and that's what made me start becoming more, religious and believing, because I was like, stop being selfish. Don't only go to God when you need something, when things are shit. Because I'd be like, God, please, like, if you can hear me, God, I'm going through something right now. I'm feeling something right now. And I was like, how selfish. You're only going when you need something. So then I started like, really before my fights, and then it started going to only just before my fights. Then it was only training sessions, and it was just every day. Then it was just, it became like an everyday thing. And could I be more religious? Sure. I used to go to church every Sunday, and obviously with where I'm at now, it's hard some days. But like the Good Fridays and all that stuff, and the Catholic belief, I stick by it. But that was my real turnaround point. I was young. I was probably about 15, 16, and I only believed in religion from what people told me, and I never really got into it. But that was my reasons. Just because when I was lonely, it was like my best friend, I
guess religion gives you hope.
Yeah, and then and it does, because I've got this big belief, and I say it to everyone that comes and complains, and not even complains because that's their problem, but even if it's something like, oh, I'm sore, like that's complaining. I say a bad day can only last 24 hours, So my belief in God was like when things were shit and I was doubting myself and whatnot, a day, 2 days, 3 days, it turned around and it became good. And always, even at the weigh-ins, if you see I do this, I touch me, I say, not me, it's God, and I don't know, like it's just where I got it from.
I love that you live bigger than, I guess, the world or like your worldly self.
Yeah.
You just look at things like your mindset is obviously there's so much to it in terms of, you know, just that positive energy, but you're so like your attitude of being grateful with everything.
Yeah.
Just that on its own is insane.
It's crazy. I just say to people that there's so many people, and it's even today, tomorrow, there's so many people that are here today that aren't here tomorrow. It could be me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm here, like, it's someone's last day. Not someone, there's millions around the world. Someone's last day is today. Tomorrow, someone's last day. You don't know when it's your time. If they said to me, Mick, you're going to go 89 years old, March 25th, or March 24th, the day before your birthday, you're going through those gates. Your time's done. Then you start planning your life. You do what you want because you know your expiry dates.
Yeah.
When it's going to happen. You don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I just live every day.
Just live each day to the max.
You know, but I mean, in saying that, I've got my downfalls, my OCD, my like being so perfect. And that's another thing that I struggle with because I want to be so perfect, but I know in my head as well, so I'm fighting with myself every day that you can't be. So I tell myself, you can't be perfect. I know that. No matter who you are, you can never be perfect. But every day I'm trying to be.
Yeah.
So I have this argument with myself every day. It's like, fuck, you know?
I feel sorry for your partner.
Well, no, I'm not. It's in myself. I don't even tell her. She doesn't even know about it.
Deal with your OCD, jeez.
Well, yeah, that's pretty bad. Like, I'll know if something's moved or... But like, yeah, like I'll be like mentally arguing with myself every day to the point where like I've nearly killed myself trying to do things.
Trying to get everything right.
It's crazy.
All right, last question from Bianca Santilli. She asks, what does a training day look like for you and your diet? She says she's a huge fan.
So, Bianca, thank you. Every day varies. So I train 5-6 hours a day. That is between road work, running, strength and conditioning, sparring, pad work, skills and drills, bag work, plyometrics, recovery, hot and cold baths, massages, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's all planned, pre-planned. So I know the day before what I'm doing. Like this morning I woke up, I did a 5 kilometer jog just to warm up.
That's a warm up.
Yeah, I haven't even started. Yeah, that's just 5Ks.
Yep.
Balled that out in 20 minutes. Stretch out, and then I do 5 rounds of skipping, 3 rounds of shadow, and then I did 12 rounds of pads, 8 rounds of bag work, and then I did 3 rounds of water bag, 3 rounds of double-ended bag, like the floor to ceiling, and then 3 rounds of head movement, and then back in the ring for another 3 rounds of weighted shadow, and then core. And that was that session. And then I ran again another 8 kilometers.
Where do you find the energy? How do you...
And my diet is going to kill you.
Oh my gosh.
So I don't eat. I have 1 meal a day.
What?
I haven't eaten. So my last meal was yesterday, 7:30 every day. Yeah, I don't eat.
Why?
I just fast. I don't know. I just find it's the best for you.
But where do you get the energy from?
So that's why your body grabs the fat and uses that as energy. So, I mean, I'm 33 and I feel like I'm 21.
Well, you look 21.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, like I just feel, yeah.
Damn.
And I'm like 24/7 all year round, shredded.
That's insane.
I'm not the biggest fella, but I have a weight division I've got to fight at.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, so I wake up in the morning, I have my routine. I wake up in the morning, I have my cold shower or cold plunge. I have an ice bath and set up and system at home, and I'll dive in that. And then I'll have my supplements. So that's the only time I'll drink water, which works out to be about 1.5, 2 liters of water straight off the bat as soon as I wake up. And that consists of like, I'm talking about TikToks and stuff, but like Celtic salt in warm water, electrolytes, all that kind of stuff. And then I just take all my like vitamins. So like my ashwagandhas, all that stuff. And then that's it for the whole day.
Damn.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I get ready to go to the gym, stretch out, put my music on.
I
And
love
there's
it.
days like, it's weird, like, do you know who that Hans Zimmer is? Hans Zimmer? Like, he's like the instrument, like, how do you explain what he is, so? He's an orchestra.
Okay.
So I don't listen to music. I listen to like violins and stuff. Like, it's weird. Like, instrumental stuff.
Okay, yeah.
I'll put that on in the gym, just be me in the gym, and I'll just be like in the ring and visualizing at the MGM or like at, you know, T-Mobile Arena, thousands of people shadowboxing, and I'll get real like spiritual.
So you don't pump Tupac
No
in the
chance.
background? No.
I don't know how anyone does that. How can you get your heart rate so high when the music's still in it itself?
Yeah, love it.
No, like I'll be in there shadowboxing and just visualizing, and I've got that like motivational Eric Thomas stuff playing in the background. Yeah.
Damn.
It's weird.
I'm going to try that my next run.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna,
You what's the word? Like you touch a different demon inside. Like it's different.
Nice.
It's different.
All right, final message to the world. So if everybody in the world watched this podcast and if there was one message that you would want everybody to know, what would it be?
Keep your circle small. Key to success and key to anything great in the world is keep your circle small. I wish I had a Michael Zerafa telling me this 10 years ago.
What?
In
Why?
anything in life. So I always use this analogy.
Tell me.
A journey in anything, a business, sport, anything in life, is a mountain. Picture the biggest mountain in the world. Visualize it. The biggest mountain, it's snowy, it's white, it's icy, it's cold.
I'm going to visualize.
You're visualizing, all right? Now, at the bottom of that mountain is your journey. The mountain itself is the journey. At the bottom, how many people can you fit? On the bottom. You haven't started climbing that mountain yet, but how many people can fit on the bottom? Thousands, hundreds. Now, as you start climbing that mountain, which is your journey, people start falling off. Yeah, it's steeper and steeper and steeper. When you reach the top, you've finally got to where you want to go. Your goal. You're a world champion. I'm a world champion. I'm right at the top of that mountain. Can you fit those 1,000 people on there? Right at that point. Picture that point of a mountain. How many people you reckon you can hold on there? Yourself and maybe 2 or 3 others holding on tight onto that mountain. That's your journey. To be successful, you need a very small crew. Ones you trust, ones you can rely on. You know how many people I've had in my journey? We call them the backslappers. Oh, yeah. I was his water boy. I was his Zerafa. Yeah. Keep your circle very small. Trust me.
I feel like that's a mic drop moment.
100%.
Right there.
Keep it small. If you don't keep it small, it's all over. Because no one wants to see you do better than them.
Love that.
Successful
I love
people
that.
do, but no one else does. Trust me.
Michael Zerafa. Appreciate you,
Another one
honestly.
done.
What? Tick. No, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. That was so inspiring.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me. Beautiful setup.
No, it is a good setup, isn't it?
It's unreal. I like it. You're doing great things.
Trying. Thank you.
Of course.
I really appreciate that.
You are. You're
And
doing great
like I
things.
said to you, this is like the start of the journey.
Don't think like that. You can't think like that.
It is the start.
Don't think like that. Think you're the best podcaster in the world because before Brad Pitt was Brad Pitt, he was doing his first movie. Before Mayweather was Mayweather, he was having his first fight. Before Michael Zerafa was WBO champion, he was having his first fight.
Well, you know, actually listening to your story and just following, you know, I guess you so far, that is something that I have changed. Internally, I've changed the language, changed the dialogue.
Because your brain, and you should know this,
I know.
your brain doesn't know if
There's
you're
self-doubt,
telling, your brain doesn't know if you're being honest
Yeah.
or not. If
Yeah.
you say, shit, I'm ugly, your brain will say, yeah, I'm
believe
ugly,
it.
man.
Yeah.
I'm terrible at this sport. Yep, you're terrible. Start saying, man, I'm the best podcaster. Who looks like me? Who talks like me? Who has a setup like this? Who gets Michael Zerafa? Fake it. Who gets your next person? Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And you start believing that. I'm trying to teach her this as we speak. Believe it. Trust me. Whoever thought a kid from Craigieburn could be in a sold out stadium, T-Mobile, in Vegas, fighting for world titles? Didn't go my way, but I can tell you how it went. These guys that are at pubs, oh yeah, I wish I was a fighter once, and don't be that person. You know what I mean? See it out. If you start something, finish it. Doesn't matter if you become, and you won't, because I know I can tell. But even if you're the worst podcaster in the world, doesn't matter. You can tell people how you did it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you. I needed that.
Trust me, like you gotta.
Nah, that's cool.
All these couches, bro.
Yeah, they're good. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
That